My daughter weaponized custody court against me for years, so I let her win everything she wished for. My daughter Kelsey learned early that crying got her whatever she wanted. When she was 12, she sobbed to her teacher that I wouldn't let her have a phone, and suddenly I was the mean dad. At 13, she cried to her mom about my strict bedtime rules and got to stay at her house more. By 14, she was crying to judges about fake bruises. The phone incident happened first when Kelsey turned 12. She wanted the latest model, but I told her to bring her grades up first. The next day, she sobbed to her teacher that I was isolating her from friends. The counselor called me in and lectured me about teenage social development. I left that meeting forced to buy her a phone immediately. A year later, the bedtime battle started getting serious. I set lights out at 10 on school nights. Kelsey called her mom crying that I was treating her like a baby. Her mom, who only cared about child support checks, filed for modified custody the next week. She stood in court talking about her daughter suffering under my control. She never mentioned Kelsey's grandmother's education trust fund waiting for her. The judge increased her time from weekends to half the week. Then came the bruises when everything changed forever. Kelsey showed up to court with marks on her arms at 14. She claimed I grabbed her during an argument about failing grades. I watched her cry and peek at the judge through her fingers. Her mother held her close and glared at me with disgust. The judge ordered supervised visits that same day. 3 years passed before Kelsey made her final move. She decided at 17 that she wanted to drop out of school completely. I told her education wasn't optional in our family. 2 days later, police arrested me at work. She had filed a report claiming years of psychological torture and food withholding. She said I stole from her grandmother's education trust fund. Then she told the detective, he gets weird when he drinks. He comes into my room at night and sits on my bed. I haven't touched alcohol since my brother died from liver failure. I sat in that jail cell and realized she would never stop escalating. The system believed her tears every single time. Something cold settled in my chest. I stopped feeling hurt and started thinking clearly. If she wanted freedom from me, she would get it. The charges were dropped for lack of evidence after 3 days. I hired a new lawyer with specific instructions immediately. I would give Kelsey exactly what she testified she wanted. I spent weeks studying their financial situation first. Her mother lived paycheck to paycheck even with my support. The boyfriend had gambling debts that everyone could see. The trust fund required active school enrollment for any access. I understood what would happen when my money disappeared. I felt no guilt about what was coming next. I want my daughter to feel safe. If that means staying away from her, then I'll respect her wishes. I said this in court while signing away all parental rights. The restraining order she requested went through immediately. Control of her trust fund transferred to her mother by law. I walked out of that courtroom knowing exactly what would happen next. The trap was set and Kelsey had built it herself. Month 1 passed with Kelsey celebrating her victory over me. She dropped out of school the day after court and partied every night. Her Instagram showed constant celebrations while her mom counted remaining support checks. The boyfriend started asking daily about accessing that trust fund money. Month 2 brought the first consequences when reality hit hard. The final child support payment cleared and nothing came after it. Her mom told her to get a job since the money had stopped. The boyfriend convinced her to sign papers for emergency access to help with bills. He used her ID to override the emergency limit and took $5,000. He lost every penny in one night playing poker. Their electricity got shut off for non-payment that same week. Kelsey frantically called the trust administrator about the rest. She discovered it required active school enrollment to touch. Month 3 saw everything collapse around her. The boyfriend disappeared after draining what little remained accessible. Her mother started drinking heavily and screamed, "You stupid little brat, you cost us everything." The eviction notice arrived the next morning. Kelsey tried calling me, but her own restraining order blocked all contact. She went back to court begging to undo everything she had done. The judge reminded her she got exactly what she requested under oath. She tried claiming her mom was abusive, but nobody believed her anymore. My parents refused to help after watching her destroy me with lies. She posted online about missing her dad while I was legally banned from responding. 2 years later, I live in a new state with my wife and baby. Kelsey works doubles supporting her alcoholic mother. The restraining order she demanded still prohibits contact. She got exactly what she swore she needed. Now she lives knowing her tears destroyed her own future.